Well, the blizzard of 2026 is finally over, but the impacts will linger for quite some time. This was a historic, disastrous storm for our area and for much of the Northeast. Um, and here's what it looks like. Is what it looked like on the high-resolution visual satellite this today. You can see. Look at that thing. Just take a look at that feed all the way down to the tropics, and look at that cold air that's following all the way down into Florida behind it. Of course, they're going to have, they didn't get the snow. They're going to actually have a nice, sunny, cold weather, but for us, we really got pounded. Over 2 feet of snow. The high-end forecasts really verified this time, and really unbelievable how much snow we got. And we'll take a look at the satellite here, and I'll just take a look at the storm is right over there. We'll run a long satellite loop here. Show it moving through. So we can yeah, look at that. It's just incredible. Look at that. There's your storm again. Just wow. Just huge storm too. Very large too in an area. Look at how big it is. It really covered so many areas. The storm. It's just incredible. So we're going to go right to the map, actually, the snowfall map. Let's see if we got it up here. Should be having it here somewhere. All right, here we go. And we'll go to our actual snowfall reports. There's a lot of things we have to go over tonight. So might as well get started here. And there's a lot of snowfall reports here. And most areas getting 2 feet of snow. We got a 22-inch report. That was 22 inches at 1 p.m. in Toms River, but they might have added to that. 22 inches in Lake Hurst. So, again, maybe a little less in Jersey. I thought the Jersey Shore would actually be the jackpot area, but the I-95 corridor and Long Island really were the jackpot area. And we can see 26.5 inches in Strathmore, New Jersey. We're just going to work our way from southwest to northeast. And you can see the snow amounts go all the way down to the Delmarva, too, by the way. We've got readings of close to a foot there in the northeast portions of the Delmarva. Looking at Long Island here, we just got creamed. The city got creamed. We all got creamed. 23 inches at Whitestone. 25 inches at North Merrick. That was at 3:10 p.m. So we got close to 2 feet, 24.4 inches in Bethpage. 28.8 inches in Nesconset, 30 inches in East Islip. The South Shore of Suffolk, really. 29.1 inches in Islip. 24.2 inches Davis Park, Fire Island. Again, 2 feet of snow. Patchogue, 2 feet of snow, Northwest Patchogue. 27.8 inches in Medford. 20.7 inches in Ridge. It's a little less over there. You got to remember, this is going to be a challenge to measure because of all the drifting, because of the wind. 22 inches in Manorville. 27.5 inches, and that's an old observation. It's probably over 30 by now. 22.5 inches in Riverhead. 24 in Southampton. See, it's actually fairly uniform. 26. You don't have a lot of variability. Everybody got around 2 feet of snow, give or take. Little less in Connecticut, a little less to the north, but still they got hit very hard there. Valhalla, 24 inches. 24 inches in Hartsdale, 2 feet in Westchester as well. Even in the areas in New Jersey, northeast New Jersey, we have a 30-inch report in Lyndhurst. So this storm was way larger than the models indicated as far as how big the area would be, heavy snow. Well, I think the original GFS runs before they started kind of backing off on the heavy were the correct ones. The GFS had this nailed the whole way through. However, yeah, Nantucket got away with only 4.5 inches. The Cape did not get hit as hard with the snow. Looks like 7.8 inches, but these are all old observations. 12 inches, 10 a.m. They could have piled onto that for sure. 30 inches in Hanson, Massachusetts. So, yeah, western suburbs got creamed as well. 27 inches in Brockton. 31 inches in Boston, Norton, Massachusetts. So we have some 30-inch reports from this storm. This is going to be historic, going down in the record books. I think it's the biggest snowfall We're going to go look at the records now, but I think it's going to be the record event report at Islip. Here we go. So the record daily maximum snowfall was set at Islip today. A record snowfall of 19.6 inches. Well, that's the daily, but I think they got their biggest 24-hour total, I think. So they don't seem to have a record report for that. Let's see if they do. No, they don't. Yeah, I don't know why they don't have it here, but we're going to go look at now the actual updated snowfall totals from the Weather Service here. And here we go. Here are the snowfall totals, and you can see Connecticut, 22 in Bergen County really was a surprise. 30 inches in places like Lyndhurst, Carlstadt, Leonia, around 30 inches. Fort Lee, 26 inches. Woodridge, 22.5 inches. Oh, man. Fairlawn, 17 inches. Essex County, Orange, 26 inches. So, again, that was a real surprise. 20 inches in Hoboken even. Passaic County, 18.5 inches. Newark Airport, 27.2 inches. Well, the good news is I can safely say the drought is over. I think when we look at the next drought monitor, I think it should be completely wiped out now, the drought. With all this snow on the ground, this will really put an end to the dry conditions in our area. 27.2 inches for Newark Airport. Wow. 23.4 in Mott Haven in the Bronx. In Brooklyn, 22.5 at Sheepshead Bay. We're going to go focus mostly on Long Island, of course. Go reading all of these here. North Merrick, 25.4 inches. East Massapequa, 24.5 inches. It says Northwest Bethpage, 24.4 inches. East Massapequa, 24 inches. 24.4 inches. Lynbrook, 24 inches. Plainview, 23.8 inches. East Meadow, 23.7 inches. Plainview, 23.2 inches. 23 inches in Plainview. North Montauk, 22 inches. Elmont, 21 inches. Belmore, 20. You have two reports from Belmore, 20 and 21 inches. But that's still a lot of snow. Glen Cove, a little bit less over there, 19 inches. A little bit less. East Williston, which is the club. That's an old observation at the 1019, 16.9. I think that's probably going to be higher. Probably going to have to go over these snow totals again tomorrow when it gets updated again. Our extended outlook probably won't be featured until Wednesday at this point, all right? Because we're going to be talking about this storm for a while here. Washington Heights and Manhattan, high number 22.8 inches. Central Park got 19.7 inches at 1. Orange County, and even up in Orange County, as high as 18 inches. Putnam County got 18.8 inches. Queens really got nailed. Whitestone, 23 inches. LaGuardia, 22.5 inches. Howard Beach, 22 inches. Jamaica, 21 inches. JFK, 20 inches. In Staten Island, they really got hit very hard in Staten Island. 29 inches of snow in Grassmere. 27.8 inches at Toad Hill. Dongan Hills, 27 inches. Grassmere, 24.1 inches. By Willowbrook Mall, I guess 22 inches. Willowbrook Mall. I'm thinking Willowbrook. It's Staten Island Mall, but I think that's by Willowbrook Mall. Staten Island Mall. Sorry, I haven't slept right. Rockland County, Spring Valley, 18 inches, 19.2 inches. All right, we're going to go through all these Suffolk County amounts now. As of 1:40 p.m., Central Islip, 31 inches of snow. 30 inches of snow at East Islip. North Patchogue, 30 inches. Islip, 29.1 inches. And that would break the record for the most snow ever fallen in a 24-hour period at Islip, I believe. I don't know why that hasn't been brought up, but 29 inches at Holbrook. 28 at 0.5. 1 mile west of Shirley Airport. Bayshore, 28.2 inches. Montauk, 28 inches. East Farmingdale, 27 inches. Orient Point, 26.5 inches. Bayshore, 24.7 inches. Lindenhurst, 24.3 inches. Davis Park, 24.2. Babylon, 24 inches. 2 feet of snow in Ridge. Flanders 23 inches, Islip Terrace 23 inches, Selden 23 inches, West Islip 22.8 inches, Mandeville 22 inches, Ridge 20.7 inches, northeast of Ridge. This is what I think that means, 3 mile. 3 miles west-northwest of Riverhead, 20 inches. Nesconset, 20 inches. Upton, 19.8 inches. Might have gotten a little more on top of that. I don't know. So some of these numbers, some of these observations were taken earlier. 19.7 at Stony Brook. The less numbers seem to be Lindenhurst, 18 inches. That was at 2:30. There's no real pattern to this. I guess there's a little bit of a pattern. West and Suffolk maybe got a little bit less, but there's Islip Terrace at 15 inches. And South Talkett at 13.5 inches, which is kind of low. It was taken at 3:24 p.m. Westchester also getting 24 inches as well. So just an incredible amount of snow here being reported. Really just something to see. So let's go look over the wind gust reports. Okay, I don't think any of these numbers have changed since the last time I wrote. Maybe they did. All right, so we'll have to see. We had wind gusts up to 56 at Meriden Airport. New London County, Groton Airport, 68 mile an hour wind gust. Bayville, 59 mile an hour wind gust in Nassau County. I'm only going over the high numbers at this point. All right, 64 mile an hour wind gust at Kew Gardens Hills. JFK gusted to 62. LaGuardia gusted to 52. College of Staten Island gusted to 58. Montauk Point gusted to 84 miles an hour at 3:30 this morning. Stony Brook, which is the top of the hospital, gusted to 74 miles an hour. Southold gusted to 69 miles an hour. Baiting Hollow, 68 miles an hour. Eaton's Neck, 67 miles an hour. Great Gull Island, 64 miles an hour. Napeague, 62 miles an hour. Blue Point, 60 miles an hour. Southold, 56 miles an hour. West Hampton Airport, 56 miles an hour. Shoreham, 55 miles an hour. Islip, 54 miles an hour. Montauk Airport, 54 miles an hour. Farmingdale Airport, 53 miles an hour. Fire Island Coast Guard, 52 miles an hour. Shirley Airport, 52 miles an hour. And the sub-40s I'm not going to read. The sub-50s I'm not going to read. Westchester gusted to 67 at Somers. And Stonington Outer Breakwater, 67 miles an hour. U.S. Coast Guard Academy, which I think is Kings Point, 62 miles an hour. Rowayton, 57 miles an hour. And Southeastern Norfolk, 52 miles an hour. That was for Connecticut. New York, Robert Moses State Park, 65 mile an hour wind gust. Greens Ledge Light, 59 miles an hour. Atlantic Beach, 56 miles an hour. Point of Woods, 53 miles an hour. Kings Park, 51 miles an hour. Robbins Reef, New Jersey, 50 miles an hour. Larchmont Manor, 48 miles an hour. So, yeah, these are some incredible wind gusts. Of course, all those will be in the link. I'll put the links for all that below. But we got one more to read at, and that's all the storm reports as well that we've got here. Here we go. Downtree across Jericho Turnpike in West Hills. Downtree on Route 27 at Shipwreck Drive in Amagansett. Downtree on New York 24 westbound at Bellows Pond Road. And that is Route 24 West, right by, I wonder if that's a pine tree perhaps that fell victim to this, because those are the pine barrens over there. Snow, ice damage in Montauk. A tree on vehicle. A tree down across the road, Irving Avenue, East Patchogue. Staten Island, large tree down across a driveway. Grassmere, tree down. Elmhurst video compilation showing numerous trees down with damage to cars and structures in Brooklyn and Queens, including an awning collapse. Video compilation of numerous trees down with damage in Soho and Chelsea in the city. In Malvern, a large tree down with multiple blocks without power in Malvern. Large tree down across Willow Street onto building in Battery Park. Fallen tree across Kosciuszko Street in Bedford-Stuyvesant. Large tree Taylor Street, Kent Avenue onto a car in Williamsburg. A tree collapses onto a park car at South 9th Street and Driggs Avenue in Williamsburg. Numerous photos showing downed trees in Jersey City. Downed tree on Garden State Parkway, exit 148 in Glenridge. Saddle River, downed tree on New Jersey 17 northbound ramp north of Allendale. a both directions closed, trees down on wires in New Haven, in Beacon Falls, in Connecticut. Route 77 Durham Road closed between Prospect Hill and because of a tree down. That was in New Haven. In Guilford, New Haven County. Natatuck, Route 63 closed, trees down in wires. Route 106, Hoyt Street down, both directions between Miller Road and Bray Road because of trees down on wires. Route 130, Fairfield Avenue closed both directions at Gilman Street because of a tree down on wires in Fairfield and County. It's by Bridgeport. And Route 130, Fairfield Avenue closed both directions at Gilman Street because tree down on wires. I think I read that already. Man, more trees down on Broadway in Trumbull. So, yeah, incredible amount of damage because of the heavy wet snow and the high winds. I knew this would be a very destructive storm. That's why, it's just terrible. Let's see if we can get some local storm reports from Mount Holly as well, if they have a compilation of them or not. Trees down on wires. Let's see. These are just snowfall reports. It doesn't look like it, but I'm sure that there has been a lot of trees down on wires as well in a lot of areas here. Yeah, just absolutely incredible damage from this storm. And the damage, obviously, is still causing power outages. Let's go to PSEG Long Island. We'll look at the power outage situation. Luckily, we have been very lucky here. We are down to 1,732 customers. The system really held up very good. Very excellent job by PSEG Long Island compared to all the other areas that got hit very hard. We're going to show you how bad it could be by looking at JCP&L, which has done an absolutely, I would say, well, they've cut their outage numbers down into almost less than 20,000. But we still have large areas without power around Toms River, in Lacey Township, Mantaloking, all along the Jersey Shore. This is the hardest hit area here. Another big outage here around Whitesville. So this Jersey Shore area really got pounded with a lot of outages and a lot of very strong winds. So just incredible storm. We're going to look at some of the observations now and see. Luckily, no more alerts on this map except for the gale warning. Still windy out there. We still have some blowing snow out there. 30 degrees. We'll take a look at the actual total accumulated liquid precipitation from the storm. So I guess we'll do like 36 hours, I guess. This doesn't really list the liquid. Okay. I don't know why we can't do that, but whatever. I guess it just doesn't list it. I'm kind of curious as to what the highest wind gusts were along the Jersey Shore being reported. Let's see. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust at Barnegat Light. Yep. Ocean County Airport. They only had a gust up to 44. They're interesting. But, yeah, right along the shore, it seems like that's where they got the worst of the winds. Generally east of the Parkway. Generally is where they got the worst of the winds. Transportation, we're still suspended on the Long Island Railroad as well. Staten Island Railroad is suspended. There are severe delays on the subway. They say Metro North. Now, Long Island Railroad will begin limited service tomorrow on the Ronkonkoma, Huntington, Babylon, Oyster Bay, Montauk, and Port Washington branches. Hourly service on the Port Washington and Ronkonkoma branches. Reduced weekend service on the Babylon branch. Probably be hourly service on many of the lines. Weekend service on the Montauk branch, limited to trains between Spionk and Points West. Oyster Bay branch service operating westbound in the morning and adding eastbound after the morning rush. Weekend service on the Port Jefferson branch. Weekend service to from Brooklyn. There will be no service on the Far Rockaway, Hempstead, Long Beach, or West Hempstead branches between Ronkonkoma and Greenport or between Spionk and Montauk. No word if there's going to be any shuttle buses on those lines. This is beginning at 4 a.m. Hopefully by later in the day they may be able to bring the other branches back up. Now they're saying Metro North will operate on an hourly service. But let me tell you, there are some major delays on Metro North. Trains hours late. So, I mean, they're making it sound like it's running normally. It's really not. There are massive delays. We go to the MTA website. We go to rail. It says suspended. It says special notice here. So service, but let's see. They say reduced service, but they don't say anything about delays. There are massive delays. At least there were when I checked earlier. So we're going to look at that next, that aspect of it next. Let's go to the radar app. And these trains are running, but again, these are just equipment trains that you see running here. They are not in revenue service. They are just running back and forth, trying to keep the tracks clear. All right, at this point. So I can't show Metro North here, so I think we can change this to if I show Metro North here. Here we go. Severe delays. All right, that one's not too bad. 7 minutes late. 11 minutes late. It was worse earlier. 6 minutes late. They are actually running some service, which is amazing, considering they got dumped on too. They didn't get quite as much snow, so not as much blowing of snow over there, probably. So, I mean, that's why they were able to restore some service. But other than that, yeah, it's a mess. Nice Bus is running. They restored service this afternoon, but I'm sure there will be major delays. Let's see what they've got here. Limited service resumed today at 2 p.m. Based on road conditions. 30-minute service, headway service. There won't be schedules. N6, N4, N15, N22, N24, N31, 32, N40, 41, N54, 55, and N70, 72. All other routes will run once an hour. Right now, real-time service is real-time arrival info is not available. So tomorrow, I would advise taking another day off if you have to commute. You will be able to travel, but it's going to be very, very difficult. Suffolk County Transit. Let's see what they have. They're reporting that service will be restored at 10 a.m. Buses may operate at slower speed, so there may be delays because of that. B-Line, let's see what B-Line has, because that was another area that obviously hit very hard here. Let's see if they have any updates for people here. They don't have any updates, so I don't know if they're running or not. They don't have any update on their website. So, NJ Transit. Yeah. All right. So Newark Light Rail resumed on a Sunday schedule. HBLR resumed on a weekend schedule. NJHL Transit Rail Bus and Access list still suspended. So probably won't be restored until tomorrow. And tomorrow it says that rail service will operate on a President's Day schedule with Midtown direct service on the Morristown line being diverted to Hoboken. Atlantic City Rail Line will operate on a weekday schedule. Bus Light Rail and Access Link will operate on a regular weekday schedule for NJ Transit. Okay, so it covers that angle of it. Just incredible amounts of damage. Let's see if we can get some pictures. I'm kind of curious to see how it did in Jersey. But let's... Well, Tom's River Patch. Here, see if they have any pictures. Obviously, I don't think they have any blizzard cleanup. Let's see if they show any areas here. But we'll probably get more images of it tomorrow, I would guess, of some of these trees down. I'm sure it's a big mess, these trees down. But they don't really have any pictures over here as well. So maybe News 12. Let's see if News 12 Long Island has any pictures. And snowed in, stuck in Nassau neighborhoods raising over on plowed streets. So, yeah, we're going to see that again a lot, unfortunately. Here we go. Our first fatality: man found dead in snow outside Deer Park housing complex. This is what is going on here. I don't see any pictures of the damage, but you can imagine what it looks like. Let's just go to Tropical Tidbits and just look at the weather through tomorrow. And before I end this video here. So we're just going to go into the zoomed in look here. HRRR. Good news is we don't have to deal with any more snowfall for tomorrow. The winds will still be breezy. We still have the isobars fairly close to each other. And then Wednesday we may have another little batch of some light precipitation in the morning, it looks like. Light snowfall, nothing crazy. But look at our dew points and wind flow. And the HRRR is another model that actually did pretty good with this storm as well. So you see the northwest winds we've got. The really bitter Arctic air stays up there, luckily, so we don't get into the really bitter Arctic air. But it will be cold tomorrow. Temperatures will probably struggle to get to freezing tomorrow. And tonight, we'll see tonight. The winds will still be up. We'll probably have temperatures drop into the 20s, maybe close to the upper teens tomorrow. Again, struggling to get to freezing. This might be a little underdone. But that's what it looks like. Skies, RGM. Skies tomorrow. We're probably going to have some clouds around in the morning, maybe a little bit of a break, and then some breaks, I think. I don't think it'll be completely clear. But I'm very tired from covering this whole storm, so that's all I can do for you tonight. And I got to get some more rest and start getting ready to deal with the consequences of the storm, which is going to be very dangerous walking because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of unshoveled sidewalks. And I know this is a big storm, but if people don't have their sidewalks shoveled out by, say, the end of the week, it's going to be a problem. So give them 5 days to do it because this was a very historic, damaging storm. For sure. Very, very, very damaging indeed. So I wish we could find some pictures of what it looked like out there. I don't understand why they don't have any links to it, but tree crashes into Heightstown couples' homes. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on here. Trees falling down, stuff like that. So, of course, it's a bomb cyclone. So, I think that wraps this video up. Needless to say, I've just been resting. I'm tired, and tomorrow I'll try to go back out there. We're going to see what it looks like. And, look at that moisture feed. Look at that moisture feed. That is incredible. Look at that thing. That is incredible right there. And just to show you, the cold is going all the way down to Florida in the wake. You see here, they actually have some freeze warnings in effect. And it's cold there, 45 at Daytona Beach. They only hit 55 today. So, really cold weather, 37. So the cold weather is going to the southeast in the wake of this storm. But luckily, it's just polar air and not Arctic air. So at least that's the difference this time. So anyway, that's it. Good night, everybody. Be safe.